One Page Weekly with Nick Slavik. Normal. Data plus feelings. I made $812 a month before taxes when I was in the Army. I had to jog ruck march in full battle gear for 12 miles before dawn to keep my job. It was something I accepted, even looked forward to. It was my norm. My employer gave me no notice, no choice, and separated me from my home and sent me to the countries I couldn't find on a map. I napped in 128-degree midday heat. I shivered on snowy mountain nights. You adapt. That's not normal statistically, but it was for me and the 0.1% of Americans who will ever do that. 16% of Americans are entrepreneurs. The phases of startup, rapid growth, and scaling a business are thrilling. You're given some gear, sent into the dark woods to find your way. Your life is filled with unknown unknowns, but optimism is high. You live an adaptive life, hopefully with a high pain tolerance. You get used to confusion and putting out fires. Depending on biology and upbringing, you may even like this. I do. This is the norm for us, an abnormally low amount of humans. Then, by some divine chance, your business becomes professional. Only 4% of entrepreneurs will ever scale a business. You find yourself in a more stable place. Breathing room, your new norm. This waypoint probably came as a surprise. You thought it was the finish. The people you march with may not be there with you any longer. And now, the comrades still with you demand something different. Something you now feel is boring, standard, or even, gasp, normal. They want office hours, regular meetings, consistency, and a supportive, happy manager. No more adrenaline, no more sudden changes to their jobs. Your new norm. It's hard to change who you are, your real core being, your developed skills, and what gives you energy. It's hard for a visionary to become an integrator. It's hard for an introvert to become an extrovert. During my startup phase, I put on my rucksack, strapped on my boots, and headed out with my compass with a map that wasn't all there. After that phase, I set my ruck down, breathed a sigh of relief. I looked up, and I was at the base of a mountain. I did everything I could to find another way. But friends pointed to a route up the face. So I grabbed my ruck, my compass, this time a little bit more calibrated, and headed up. This was not normal or comfortable, but I did have people I could radio for support. I did not get discouraged externally. I tried things, failed a lot, tried more things, and kept going. Left, right, left. Frustrating, slow, and consistent, trusting the compass I worked so hard to calibrate. As far as I can tell, I've made great progress on my mountain route. Not sure where the next waypoint is, definitely unaware where the peak is. I now know that waypoints are not destinations, and only after some grueling mental activities did I find my new norm. I'm a manager, for now. A boring, consistent, office hours manager somewhere on the mountain route. I do one-on-ones regularly. I listen more and I ask more questions. I consistently manage the minutia of financials. I make database decisions for my people. And you know what? I love it. I'm not biologically programmed to love it. What I forgot to mention earlier is that I neglected my family during the old norm. Some justified, but most not. The fratricide of startup. I'm a more consistent manager of my family now. A startup that's been running pretty well for 16 years, but needs a new kind of leader for this phase. Old norm was awesome. I was biologically programmed to do it and love it. New norm is awesome too. I used to think I was a startup scale guy, a pure heads in the cloud visionary, and that being a manager would be dull. I now know that I'm much more than that. I'm a leader of a decorated company, not just a wandering soldier. I'm an adaptive, highly pain-tolerant human who can find the norm wherever I go. On any waypoint, in any woods, with any humans. Normal is what it is, in that time and in that place, and to each of us. And comparison is the thief of joy. This has been One Page Weekly with Nick Slavik.